Hello, everyone. Welcome to a higher dimension. I'm Gloria Danvers from Gloria Danvers Hypnosis in Orlando, Florida, and I'm your host for a higher dimension. On this podcast, we explore the soul-level side of the human experience through past life memories, spiritual awakenings, psychic intuition, healing through hypnosis, and those strange but meaningful moments in a person's life that shift everything they ever knew. Some weeks will be just you and I, and we'll be digging deep into the mysteries of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the divine mind. Some weeks I'll be bringing on a guest to share their own extraordinary journey in past life regression, spiritual awakenings, psychic phenomena, interdimensional experiences, and, yes, paranormal encounters. And whether it's their story, or your story, or even my story, the real question is always, what now? What comes next? How do you live differently after a spiritual awakening? How do you manage your life after the curtain of time and memory and spirit is pulled back? Who are you? What do you know now that you didn't know then? If you feel like something inside you is stirring and expanding, or even cracking wide open, you're probably already on your path. We know nothing happens by accident. I've had amazing breakthroughs by understanding that seemingly random information and circumstances are never random. So if you're here listening, chances are you're ready for your own hypnotic journey, your own spiritual awakening, and finding your place in an expanding universe. You can reach me at gloriadanvershypnosis.com for a free consultation. Let's chat about what all of this could mean for you. You'll find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, Podchaser, LinkedIn, YouTube, Amazon, and iHeart.com. If you're interested in the subjects that I'm bringing to your table, please hit like and subscribe. Your support can help me take this podcast to the next level. But right now, take a breath, lean in, and let's explore the hidden dimensions of your soul inside and outside the universe and beyond, right here on a higher dimension. Hello, all you soul travelers. Welcome back to a higher dimension. I'm your host, Gloria Danvers from Gloria Danvers Hypnosis in Orlando, Florida. And today, we are stepping into a space that most people never even think to ask about. Not in metaphysical circles, not in spiritual communities where we talk about past lives, soul evolution, ascension, growth. We're so focused on the path, on learning, and healing, balancing karma, fulfilling dharma, integrating our shadows, anchoring light, becoming more compassionate, more awake, but we rarely ask, what is all this for? What happens when a soul reaches completion? When there's no more shadow to integrate, no more karma to balance, no more soft edges to soften. We never really think about this, but what happens when a soul becomes pure? Let's go beyond the map today. We'll explore not just the how of soul growth, but the why. Not just the journey, but the arrival, and what it means to become something more than we've ever imagined. So the question is, why would a soul purify itself? So let's start here. Why would a soul choose to undergo such intense lifetimes again and again? We've talked about this before, but now we're going to take this conversation a little further. We often say we're here to grow, but grow into what? Some people say we come to balance karma, and yes, that's part of it. To feel both sides of the coin, betrayal and forgiveness, cruelty and compassion, control and surrender, to remember what it's like to be the one who wounds and the one who heals. This helps us refine our frequency. We're not being punished. We're being polished. But karma is not the only reason. Some souls come out of curiosity. It's pure exploration. They want to know what it feels like to be human, to love, to fall, to rise again, to eat, to make love. They play in contrast. They play in the tension of limitation. It's not that they need to. It's that they desire to. And these are the artists of incarnation, the ones who shape identity and loss and discovery like clay, painting and sculpting wisdom through trial and ecstasy, suffering and pain. Others come out of service. These souls don't return to learn. They return to help. They incarnate into difficult families, heavy timelines, systemic dysfunctions, not because they have something to resolve, but because their very frequency is a soul medicine. They're spiritual paramedics, if you will, anchors of grace. But no matter what the motivation, karma, curiosity, or compassion, all paths lead to something that feels like purification. It's not a ladder to perfection. It's not, quote unquote, earning anything. It's the natural result of remembering who you really are. And with each life, we become more aware, more intentional. We begin to see the threads, how the betrayals shaped us, how the love opened us, how the suffering cracked us in ways that let in more soul. We start making choices from essence instead of ego. And in doing so, the soul begins to glow. Purification is not about becoming something other than yourself. It's about shedding everything that is not your essence. It's the soul's process of remembering what it is beneath the roles, the wounds, the identities, and the veils. Just like gold is purified by fire, not to change it, but to remove what doesn't belong. So too is the soul refined by experience, not to become worthy, but to become clear. This is not a moral purification. It's not about good versus bad or right versus wrong. The soul isn't interested in our human measurements of success or failure. It's more like resonance, like tuning a stringed instrument, for example. With every lifetime, the soul listens more closely to what is in harmony with its truth and what creates dissonance. And it slowly begins to release anything that keeps it from vibrating at its highest frequency. Purification can look like forgiveness, not to condone what happened, but to free yourself from the energetic bindings of resentment. It can look like surrender, not giving up, but letting go of control that was born from fear. It can look like choosing love, even when hatred would be easier. Choosing stillness in the face of chaos. Choosing to speak truth even when the voice shakes. We think purification is about getting cleaner, better, more enlightened. But it's really about getting closer, closer to source, closer to self, closer to the original blueprint of who you are beyond personality and pain. It's not perfection. It's alignment. A pure soul is not a flawless soul. It is an honest soul. So what does that even mean, a pure soul? Well, it doesn't mean untouched by life. It's pretty much the opposite. A pure soul has tasted it all and digested it fully. They've known power, but no longer seek it. They've had reason to close their hearts, but chose to keep them open. They've been through pain, not to become martyrs, but to become embodied wisdom. Purity isn't fragile. It's not light without shadow. It's the kind of clarity that comes only after walking through fire and choosing not to burn others in return. A pure soul has nothing to prove. It doesn't need validation, comparison, or control. Its energy is clean and quiet and strong, like deep, still water. And here's the beautiful paradox of it all. The more pure a soul becomes, the more human they're willing to be. They're not floating above the world. They're inside it, deeply rooted, deeply compassionate, and profoundly awake. They might still cry, still laugh, still lose things and grieve them, still stub their toes. But they don't forget who they are in the process. And that's what makes them luminous. So what happens when a soul is complete? Well, now we're getting down to the real mystery. What happens when the soul no longer needs to incarnate? Some traditions speak of merging with the divine. Others say we join a council of light or become guides, teachers, protectors. Some say we dissolve into the all, into the God field. Others say we remain as sovereign light, still choosing where and how to serve. But almost every mystical tradition agrees on this. There is no final death, only reunion, only expansion. You don't lose your soul, you reclaim it. It's a homecoming, a remembering, a merging, not into something other, but into the vastness of who you were before the forgetting, before you were split off into all the little splinters that represented the soul that you were in all the incarnations that you took on. And from there, something new happens. You may become an architect of consciousness, a soul who designs timelines, births galaxies, tends to vibrational ecosystems. You may drop threads of yourself into many lifetimes at once, not for your own evolution, but to awaken and stabilize humanity. You are no longer healing. You are harmonizing. You're not seeking light. You are light. You become part of the very framework that holds existence together. Still aware, still individuated, but no longer bound to form or even a particular thought. You might never take human shape again, or you might, if love calls you to do it. That's the mystery of the pure soul. It chooses freely. So let's touch that for a minute. Let's reach towards that part of you now. And I have to take a little break and say, if you're driving or operating heavy machinery, come back to this part of the podcast later. And for now, those of you who are not driving and operating heavy machinery, take a deep breath in and blow out. And another. And if you're somewhere where you can relax and be safe, close your eyes. Let your body soften just a little. Let your spine rise tall. Let your heart unclench. Now imagine yourself as light. No story, no timeline, just glowing, sentient, radiant light. You are not bound by this one lifetime. You are the architect and the echo of your own songs. You are the remembrance of the many faces that you have taken on, the firelight between many eyes. And as you breathe, feel a presence approaching. It's you, but not the you that's tired or striving or afraid. This is the pure you. The you that has been through many lifetimes. The you that has held compassion through chaos. The you that remembers. And watch as the very essence of you walks towards you now. They have no judgment. Only the sweetest smile you'll ever see. Only eyes full of galaxies could stretch into infinity. And here they are, standing before you. What do they want you to remember? What do they want you to stop forgetting? And let their energy wash over you. Let them place a hand on your shoulder or your heart and pour back into you the knowing that you have always carried. You are not becoming this version. You are this version. You're just remembering. So breathe it in. Breathe yourself in. Breathe that energy in. And let it light you up like a supernova. And when you're ready, you can come back. The soul's journey isn't linear. It's layered. It falls in on itself like sacred geometry. And every thread, every moment, even the hard ones, contributes to your becoming. We are so multidimensional that we can literally meet ourselves on every path, in every version that we have ever held or ever will hold. Maybe the purified soul isn't somewhere out there waiting to emerge. Maybe your purified soul, you yourself, are quietly guiding you, always present, always aware. So thank you for walking with me today. If this episode stirred something up in you, share it. Let it ripple. You're not just evolving. You are remembering your wholeness and beyond. You're not broken. You've never been broken. You are blooming like an endless fractal. So until next time, you're not here forever. One day, your soul will walk into the light and never turn back. And when it does, it will do so not as a student, but as a flame that has finally stopped flickering and become the light of the all that is. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for being here with me today. Thanks for making the time. And I hope something that I shared opened up a door in your mind, maybe sparked a new perspective, or sent you down a major rabbit hole. If this podcast resonates with you, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with someone who might enjoy it as well. If you're curious about having your own extraordinary experience, or if you've had an extraordinary experience and want to share it, reach out. Send me an email. Book a free consultation. Until next time, stay curious and stay open to whatever comes to you in a higher dimension. Bye.